Black Bears head coach Clint Mylymok here, and Coach, a interesting weekend for you guys. Friday night, another overtime and shootout thriller, and then Saturday it seemed those last two periods you guys really kicked it into gear.
Yeah, woke up a little bit.
Yeah.
Played with some passion, with a bit of anger, and we don't talk about guys when they're not here. So I think we're looking for guys that we're in Johnstown for that week. I think we have a lot of good depth. And I think a lot of guys sometimes they get a new position. Now I'm on the power play, now I'm PK. Like it takes a bit of time to adjust and be comfortable with that role. I think a lot of new guys did play a different role and they did step up and to get some goals. And Rue's another one, right, where he didn't play. He played a bit of power play last year when we needed a little jump, and then now he's learning how to be one of the guys and do it every time and have a leg over the boards when there's a penalty being called, and that does take a bit of an adjustment, but. Found a way. Game one was another tight affair with a good goaltending, and then game two, I thought Ronan was good both games on the weekend, and certainly we woke up after the first period, and I mean, we don't tap guys on the shoulder and say go fight. We tell guys to have passion, and at that point, Pro decided to take it upon his own, put it on his own shoulders and get into it with the guy on Philly, and that really sparked our bench. Like the guys love him. He's a great teammate, and he took one for the team there. And it's not fun. You got you're punch in the face competition, and B, you're in the box for 15 minutes, and he's just a team guy. And it did get our bench up, and the guys, you could hear him on the bench talk about how important it was, like what he did for us to wake up the bench, and then we scored 2 shifts later. So those are things you look for. Hockey is a beautiful sport, but there is some toughness to it. There's the gray areas that you have to learn to exploit, and I thought we did a good job of that to get us ourselves back in the game.
I was going to ask if that fight was the one, and right before that, the killing of the 5-on-3, after that very interesting face-off violation call. Were those two events just the things that turned it around for you guys?
Yeah, and that's a great point. I mean, the PK, not only the kill, but how we killed it. I don't recommend this, but Mike Ergo dived in front of a puck and actually hit him in the visor and skipped away from the net. That kid's another one. He just wears his heart on his sleeve. He shows up every practice, every game. You know he's in it for the right reasons. And our bench, that definitely precipitated the fisticuffs with Perot, and it woke up our bench. It inspired us. And yeah, it was a 2-minute 5-on-3. It wasn't like, hey, we got 10 seconds of 5-on-3, then we're back to 5-on-4. So big saves, big blocks. Guys are eating pucks left, right, center, and our whole bench was jumping up after each block. So yeah, big time effort from a bunch of guys that we needed it from.
You guys are already at the halfway point. 30 games in,
yeah.
30 to go. What has been, just looking at the season so far, what has been your evaluation of this team?
It's still learning how to play close games, learning how to win without scoring a bunch of goals, which we haven't scored a bunch as of late. We're hitting every hot goalie. We're kind of doing that loop where he's really good. I always say it's a combination of both. Like, are we hitting hot goalies or are we just struggling? I think there's a bit of truth to both. But, I mean, we're going into Johnstown, and guess who got goalie of the week? Yeah. Johnstown. So, hey, here we go again. So, but the good news is, like, there is experiences for guys to learn how to figure it out, how to find ways to win. You're allowed to win 1-0 last I checked. There's a lot of ways to win a game, so we're just finding different ways to score. The power play got going last week. It's still not ideal and perfect, but it's a work in progress. But we got 3 goals out of it last week, which is huge for our confidence as a group, but also, to win a game. And you win a game, you're up 3-1 in the third, and 2 of those goals are power play goals. There's your difference maker, and that's important. So for us, it was. I guess our evaluation is we're still learning, we're still figuring things out. There's a long way to go, but the one thing with us is when I look at our league, like, you have to defend. I think we're one of the top teams in defending in the league again, and we take pride in that. We talk about it, and if we can't score a bunch, we have to learn how to defend. And what you don't want to do is take away creativity and turn to a team that only wins 1-0. Like, we want to score goals, and we're trying to score goals, but if we can't, are we still aware of the 9,000 other things you have to do as a hockey player, and we're trying to teach them all those things.
You're going into Johnstown in a 3-game set, and right before the holiday break, and you guys haven't had a break all season. It's been go, go, go since the drop of the puck. How can you keep these guys focused for these next 3 games, especially when they see a break ahead of them?
I mean, they're pretty good about it. Our leadership's good, and that's what we tell our leaders. Like, hey, what are you going to tell the guys in the room? How do we get through this? And that's the question I ask them. What are you going to tell some of the new players and tell some of the first-year guys? Like, Johnstown is like no other rink in our division. It's a great atmosphere, and we always take it as a fun place to go, and not like, oh, the fans are all over you. It's intimidating. It's not. It's a fun place to play, just like our building is. I think a lot of teams get a lot of energy. So they play hard at home. They play hard everywhere, the way they're coached. They defend well. So for us, it's going to be one shift at a time. The old cliches, focus on the task at hand. Don't get behind, get the lead. So we're going to really focus on this game, this time, and not look too far ahead. And it's hard for some young guys, especially if you do get behind. Then it's a challenge of, hey, pull them back in. How do we get back into a game? Find a way. And that's what we're trying to teach. Pro did it last week. Ergo did it last week. They all did, but those are two obviously highlights outside of scoring that got our team engaged. I think it's the type of team we have. Like, someone's going to do something to get us engaged, whether it's a big goal or a big hit or doing something on behalf of the team. And that's what we try and teach, what we try and recruit. So it's never easy to play 3-3, especially on the road and especially in that building. But you know what? All I know is we did it to them last year here, and I know there's going to be a lot of talk from them. Like, hey, we need to take it to them this year. We owe them, and we're not going to have easy games, and we expect that until we prove otherwise. We have to be a hard team to play against too, and that's the challenge we've got, and we accept it.
Head coach Clint Mylymok.